Merry Christmas and Happy New Year from everyone at Chateau de Bruges. Hope you enjoy this latest video.
We've seen our first guest of 2023, Denise and Brett, and they are actually one of our YouTube followers, and they have their own YouTube called Selling Up and Buying a Chateau. More about that later.
So some of the footage that you're about to see will be from before Christmas and some of it will be from after Christmas. I'll try and label each for you nice and clearly. Other than that, enjoy the video.
So I've got my mixture in there now, about the right consistency that I want, a 3-in-1 mix. So I'm going to start with this area here, just along here where the new water feed's coming in. So I'm just going to dump this mixture out onto the floor and then start putting it into the channel there and tampering it down. So should be a fairly straightforward process. Okay, so very happy with that. That's gone exactly how I expected. So I shall leave that to dry in there. May need a little bit of self-leveling over the top. Some of these areas are going to need leveling out anyway, depending on what flooring we choose to go with. But that's another issue for another day, but that's achieved what I wanted there. So I've got plenty of mix left up. So I'm just going to do this channel here in front of me now. Actually, just doing that reminded me that I used to work with a guy on a building site, a good friend of mine on a building site, and one day I found out that he'd got fired from the site for stealing. Now, I thought this was very unusual. Apparently, he'd been stealing directional displays and things like that. So, yeah, I was very surprised. I went round to his house, and yeah, all the signs were there. So I've completed all the filling in of the areas where the pipes were, so that just needs to dry off. Happy with how that's gone. So I'm just going to turn my attention now to the shower tray area where I'm standing here. Now you remember we mentioned before we're having a wet walk-in shower here, so the shower tray needs to be laid at 40mm below this finished floor surface, so the actual wet room tray is flush with the finished surface. So what I've done is made myself up a piece of wood here, which has got my 40mm depth here, and then these two lugs which come out either side. So the idea being, going to put some concrete in here and then use this as a tool to scrape along, and that will give me a 40mm bed of concrete at this finished surface height, which I can then just put the shower straight onto. So that's my next challenge. I'm going to crack on with that now. So I've completed the laying of the tracking for the external.
So what was supposed to be a really insightful tour of the sheet showing you the new tracking system that was down on the floor turned out to be about 2.5 hours of slow motion footage. Let's be honest, no one really wants to watch that.
Welcome back to what I hope is one of my last videos for this armchair box seat upholstery, and I've had my cord delivery. I've cut my fabric to wrap my cord, so I'm going to go ahead, sew the cord, sew the piping or cord then to my edges of the box seat, and get it finished today is my plan, all being well, that is. So yeah, going to start with this and crack on. Okay, so 18 hours, 50 minutes later, I have finished my box cushion. It's taken a while. There's been a couple of moments where it may have gone slightly wrong. It's not perfect, but I'm very, very happy with the finished result. And I'm now just heading upstairs to put it on my chair and see if it fits or not. By the way, the 18 hours and 50 minutes was minus the time that me and Jake tried to get it over the phone. That was a little bit of a struggle as well. So I'm going to go and place it on the seat.
How does it feel to finally have it done, Danielle?
Oh, I'm very happy that it's done and it's over. I'm never doing it again.
All right, we're making our way into bedroom 1. Let me get into the corner.
Who remembers which chair is chair 1?
This one.
Oh, okay.
Here we go.
Ready for the christening?
The moment of truth.
Look at that.
So I'm just preparing the main course for tonight's guests who are joining us tonight. Just preparing the meal for this evening's guests. No, do that again. Just preparing the main course for the guests this evening. So we're going to have slow roasted beef cheek in a red wine jus. We've got a tartiflette to go with that, which I'm preparing tomato, potatoes and stuff here for. Jake has done the dessert, so we're having his delicious homemade cheesecake. And for entrees, we're having pate and bread and some canapes. So hopefully they're going to enjoy that. Hopefully the slow cooked beef cheek is going to be nice and tender. Slow cooked beef cheek.
Nice. Smashed it first time.
Yeah, not out of practice at all.
Who's that? We kicked out while we're cooking. So the dining room table has been laid, that's all ready to go. The fire is on, not because it's too cold, but just because it creates a really nice ambience in the dining room here. So that's going to be very nice, a nice surprise for the guests. Yeah, just waiting for Denise and Brett to turn up now. Hopefully they won't be much longer. They should be here within the next 40 minutes or so. Really looking forward to having them and finding a little bit about what they're doing here and how they're getting on so far. So yeah, looking forward to seeing them. Is he all right? No jumping, no jumping.
It's like Abby, our dog.
He's super excited to see you. You all right?
Yes.
Good. How's your journey?
Yeah, very good.
Yeah, sorry, Dan.
No, not
Go
at
and
all.
say hello.
Everything.
Yeah, go.
Just came from another show. And you.
Merlin, come on.
How's your journey? Good. Yeah, today we only.
Merlin's like, let's go driving.
What do you call it? Like a home.
And you.
Home run.
You too. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year.
Yeah.
And you're
Hi, Graham.
Graham.
Hi,
Brett.
Brett. Nice to meet you.
This is
Hi. Sorry.
my dad.
Nice to meet you.
Joe is
Happy New Year, yeah.
And then obviously Merlin's my little dad.
They seem lovely.
The staircase to the chateau is quite a beautiful spiral staircase. We haven't done anything in here, so colour's not our final choice. And there will probably be some touching up to do on the stairs and whatnot, and then a nice big chandelier somewhere hanging down.
This one doesn't cut. This one doesn't cut.
Not quite, not quite.
Not quite the same impact.
Yeah.
So
I
long.
just spoke about you this morning and I said how much passion and how much work you put into those shapes.
Yeah, it does take.
I couldn't do it, but it's amazing if you can.
Yeah, well, this is the first time I've ever done it, so I've just thrown myself into it and yeah.
Is there someone spraying confetti?
So you'll see a little bit warmer in here where the radiators have been on.
It's very much
Got some sparkly
right.
there for you. And again, ensuite with a nice walk-in shower for you there as well. So hopefully Denise and Brett are going to be nice and settled in their room. We're going to give them a little bit of time to settle down and just maybe start to unpack a few things and maybe even enjoy their bottle of bubbly that we've left for them as well. So we'll give them a bit of time. Hopefully they'll be able to find their way back downstairs to come and find us for a few drinks and then sit around the dinner table.
So Denise and Brett have just gone up to bed. It's been absolutely lovely meeting them. They're a lovely couple. I really hope their chateau dream comes true for them. They enjoyed the meal. They shared some wine and shared stories and dreams, and it's been lovely. So it's been a really nice evening. Really lovely guests to have, and we look forward to seeing them again at breakfast.
So we've all been up since about 7 o'clock this morning. We spoke to Denise and Brett last night, and Brett is really keen for a traditional English fry-up. So that's my job role this morning, and Denise just wanted to stick to her compulsory, not compulsory, what is it?
Continental.
Continental or complimentary continental breakfast. So it's part of the package when you book to stay here at Chateau de Bruges. It is just gone 8 o'clock, which is when Denise and Brett said that they would like to sit down to breakfast. We haven't seen them just yet, but hopefully we will very soon, and if not, it's not an issue. I can just keep everything warm and wait for them to come down.
Safe travels!
So Denise and Brett have just left us this morning. They had one last look around the chateau now that we had a little bit better light. Had a look around some of the outbuildings as well. Hopefully just taking away some ideas of what they're looking for when they come to purchase their own chateau. So hopefully they've got some ideas of what they want, some ideas of what they don't want. But we've had a really nice 24 hours or so with Denise and Brett. They're a really, really nice couple. They've left us a glowing review on our brand new review book. So that's going to be nice for our future guests to flick back on and read about as well. So yeah, thank you so much. We've really enjoyed having you here.
Yeah.
Look forward to following your story further on your channel, and good luck with finding the chateau.
Yeah.
And hopefully when that time comes, we will be able to come and visit you guys as well. So, yeah. Right, now all we've got to do is go and clean the
Clean the
room.
room. Yeah.
Right, quick time lapse of us cleaning the room, and then that is everything that we would have done for their stay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Fifth of January, working in the Gite. Good morning, everybody. Happy New Year. Welcome back to Chateau de Bruges, your favourite chateau channel. So we're here today in the Gite, and you'll remember what we've been doing here is we're converting this into a 2-bedroom self-contained annex. The job list for me today is, you can see hopefully around me, that all the walls are now being coated with their insulation plasterboard. That's been dry fixed, so I've just cut that and fitted it temporarily. And today's job is to use my adhesive spray or the powder mix-up stuff as well, so I can use that. So I've got about 20 pieces to stick up today. So Jake said you guys would probably like to see that, so I'm going to stick you on time lapse. You can watch me do that. Exciting times, great to be back, great to be getting stuck in again, and hope you enjoy watching. Okay, so that's not gone particularly well. The foam's not working as well as I remembered it did when I used it before. I think maybe because I'm not leaving it long enough before I'm then sticking the board to the wall, but I had a problem with it sticking, as you probably saw in the time lapse. But I managed to get a couple of bits up. I think I'll persevere with the foam. We've got another couple of cans left. So do this last piece in this corner and then maybe revert back to the mixed up traditional stuff, but it's all a learning curve. So yeah, one more bit to put up in this corner and then see how we get on. Okay, so that job's completed. I've stuck up all the board on all the external walls, with the exception of the corner over there, because EDF still need to come and do their bits and pieces to sort the power out. So I'm going to leave that corner in case they want to change anything, so they can get access to that. So all the boards up. Later date, I need to replace the windows once I've made those, and then all these reveals will be plasterboarded as well. So we end up with a nice crisp finish inside into the windows. I'm going to try and hopefully make windows myself with some timber. So that's going to be a challenge, but we like a challenge. So I think the next job I'm thinking I'm going to do now is get some plasterboard up onto this wall just to the side of the camera here, because it's going to be our utility wall. And then that will allow me to start planning where I'm going to fix my consumer unit and hot water tank and bits and pieces. So maybe then put some timber in there for that to attach to it and get that all sorted. So that's my next job, I think. So I'm going to get some plasterboard in and start fixing that, start making the walls. So I'm pretty happy with my day's work today. Got most of the insulated plasterboard up on the wall. Also put this plasterboard on the stud partition in here to create the first bedroom area, and more importantly to create the back of the utility cupboard. So good progress today. Need to get some more supplies tomorrow, some filler foam for a few bits. And then really start to first fix the electrics, start to run some cables down to plug sockets and light switches and bits and pieces. So yeah, good progress. I'm happy with the day's work. So time for a beer, I think.
Okay, so I'm back here in the Granit room. The room is pretty much finished. I can't speak. Hi, so I'm back here. Hi, I've never said hi. Hello? Right, so I'm back here in the Granit room. I've got a few things to do in order to finish this room and get it ready for the public. And one of those things is to install some window panes in the windows that were either cracked or missing. So I've got 4 window panes to do in bedroom 1 alone, otherwise known as the Granit room. This will also be the first time I'm doing so it's going to be a little bit of a learning curve for me, but I'm going to try and figure it out as I go along. I was very impressed with myself. I went to Brico-Marché yesterday and entirely in French managed to get someone to sell and cut me some window glass panels ready to go into the windows. So yes, I know I've been here nearly 8 months, but my French is still very minimal. So it was nice to be able to use my French and be able to get across what it is I want. So that hopefully now I can come here and they all fit. Fingers crossed. What do you think?
Oh, very good. You can tell the difference between the new glass and the old glass, where it's much clearer.
Yeah, obviously the newer glass is just not got all the air bubbles and stuff in it, where the old ones have been rolled flat.
Yeah, well, it's really good, I think. Good. It's
What
really
about
clear.
the putty side?
Oh yeah, nice. I like how you've blended the imperfections in with the old ones.
Imperfections?
We can't have it looking too perfect.
Yeah, that's true. I did mean to do that, actually. I did mean to leave the imperfections to,
Yeah,
make it match what was originally there.
I think you've achieved that. I think that's blended really well. What did you just do?
Nothing.
I think that looks really good. How long did it take you?
Too long.
Take it away, music maestro. So you've now met our friends Denise and Brett, who are on their own very exciting journey to find their own French chateau. If you'd like another chateau fix, please follow them at Selling Up and Buying a Chateau.
Speaking of exciting journeys, we appear on UK television very soon, starting from the 18th of January for 4 episodes, appearing on Channel 4 every weekday from 4 p.m. And if you can't watch it because, like us, we're in a different country, then make sure you get a VPN for those days so you can watch it.
The channel is a new life in the sun. Just thought I'd add that.
Well done. Secondly, as you may well know if you follow us on social media, the Tour de France is passing us in July. Actually, July the 12th. So if you'd like to book a stay here at Chateau de Bruges in order to enjoy the Tour de France, then please do.
Please come and join us. We'll see you soon. Perfect ending.